Now, here's the Knowledge Trust.
Well, we're back to Investing in Your Health segment with Sherry McCants and Kimberly Townsend, her guest today, and who's a registered nurse. And
can you tell the listeners a little bit about Detox? Because I think probably now they're wondering, this sounds good, and, we've got a registered nurse talking about this, so, what do I do? So can you give them a little information about how Detox works?
Yeah, absolutely. So Detox, especially to follow my kids and keep up with my everyday life. So, Detox is a great thing to start, and it kind of sets your way for this program.
That's awesome. And what I like to think about it is like an oil change. I mean, when you go in to get your car, the oil change, they don't just put oil in it. They actually take the oil out first, the bad oil out first, and then put the good oil in. So when you think of detox, you want to actually, like Kim said, you want to cut all those foods that bloat you so that you can start with a clean canvas and then put all those clean foods back in. So, and like she said, gluten. Gluten is a big protein that's really, really hard to digest. And what I've found out through teaching this program is that a lot of people, once they cut gluten out, they don't go back because a lot of times what's happening with this inflammation is it's causing a lot of pain. And I just had a few clients before that said that was the key to them. And because they chose this program where it actually is paint by the number, you follow the detox program and you follow the fact that you cut these foods out, and I tell them first, let's just try it for a week. And they're like, wow, I didn't even realize that I would miss bread. But it's real important to follow it and cut the gluten out, cut the soy out, the cheese and yogurt, that will bloat you, the refined sugar, the sugar-free sweeteners, be real careful of those.
Okay.
There's a lot of sucralose out there and aspartame. You want to make sure that you don't use those products.
Hey, Sherry,
salt is a big one. Yeah.
Yeah. One of our longtime listeners has a question about detox, and Lee, you've got a question about detox?
I do. This plan sounds awesome, and Sherry, you are very convincing, and your guest is also very convincing. But you guys, now let's be honest here. You guys talk about after the detox is done, you're feeling great. For Kim and Sherry and Chuck, you can chime in too. How long did you feel just downright miserable when you were going through the detox the first time you went through it? And I'll take the answer off the air. Thanks very much.
Oh, I'll start, and then you guys can also chime in. My first detox was it was probably, 2013, because this is kind of when I was starting this program, and I did it the first day of spring. I actually did a video for I was in a test pilot as well, and I said it's the first day of spring for me, the first day of detox. And I would say I probably didn't feel the best maybe for a couple days, but what it was that I cut out caffeine, which is part of the program. You want to cut out caffeine. Well, I like my coffee. So when you cut out caffeine, there is going to be a situation where you may have some headaches. And what we say is if you're cutting out caffeine and you don't want to suffer through that, just bring one cup back in. And there are different kinds of detoxes. So let me talk about that. There are some on the market that may make you feel worse than what ours do. I mean, we are just simply telling you to cut out these foods, and also we have a digestive enzyme to help with that. So that might be what he's talking about, but mine was just a couple days, and I was fine. What about you, Kim?
So, yeah, the same with me, having a busy life, working, going to school, having kids. I love my coffee as well. So trying to give that up, the headaches were basically the only side effect that I really had. But I would still incorporate maybe that one cup, just to kind of get me through it. So that I wasn't miserable because, having a newborn especially, I don't get a lot of sleep. So, yep, that's kind of my added bonus is my little 1 cup of coffee.
Well, I'm just going to chime in here because one of the things that I think was really exciting about the program for me, I was a very heavy coffee drinker, and the only problem I had was getting off of the caffeine. But I've not went back, and I still don't have any coffee at all. And what I really find amazing to me is I get up in the morning, I'm ready to go. I have energy. I don't need caffeine to have energy. I've got energy. I'm ready to go for my day. And I just didn't have that before. I would get up and I was lethargic, and I had to have that cup of coffee, and then I had to have the second cup of coffee, and then I had to have, bacon and eggs, and I had, I had to eat stuff that wasn't really too good for me, but and toast, and then I drink another cup of coffee on the way to work. So to me, I've saved a lot of money on not buying coffee.
And Chuck, you've done this, been off coffee now for 2 years, right? Is it going on 2 years?
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't need it. I get up in the morning, I feel great. I've just not had the urge to go back and drink it. And my wife still drinks coffee. She has a cup every day, but that's about it. And so I don't drink any coffee at all.
Yeah, and it might be if someone's had problems with detox, it might be because they're actually detoxing off of sugar, which that's probably harder than even detoxing off of coffee. I mean, they say sugar is worse than cocaine. Have you heard of that? I mean, start reading the studies out there. Sugar is what is really a culprit here for us.
Sugar is a big problem for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. So continuing on with what we also cut out, salt is a big one. In our program, what we like to tell everybody is 250 milligrams per meal. So this is where it comes in with reading labels, going to the grocery stores, picking up cans. Pick up a can of soup and look how much sodium is in that soup, and how many people take a can of soup for one of their meals. And again, this is all about education. So 250 milligrams of salt is what's needed per meal. We cut out soda pop, regular and diet. Again, people that are consuming soda, they actually feel that especially diet, they feel like there's no calories there. But what happens is it actually tricks your body, and your body thinks that it doesn't have any sugar, so they actually consume more calories. And there's lots of studies on that. So helped a lot of people with kicking their soda habits. Alcohol, we take that out for a week or two, and then we actually show you how you can put alcohol back in your eating plan. And so that's been very successful. And then again, I was going to tell you about the grains. We cut those out just for detox, but we do bring good grains back in the Ignite phase. So,
yeah, your detox you're going to do for either a week or 2 weeks,
right? And
then you're going to do a little different eating plan, and so I think a lot of people think you're on detox all the time, and you're not. You just do that for a short period of time,
right? Just to cleanse your body, just like Kim said, so that you clean that canvas, you get that oil change, so then you can incorporate those good, clean foods into your body, the good, clean proteins, the good, clean fats, and the good, clean carbs.